Okay, I'm just curious, and it's been like baffling me a little bit over the years. Why do people that have student loan debt feel like they shouldn't have to pay that back? I'm just like very confused by that notion. If I take out a personal loan tomorrow, I can't decide in 6 months. I shouldn't have to pay that. I just don't understand where that entitlement mindset comes from. So if you feel like you shouldn't have to pay your student loan debt back, let me know why you feel like that down.
Well, the reason that people feel that way is because basically the government has entitled them. And this was one of the dangerous things that came along with Joe Biden being in office, amongst obviously a host of other things, including illegal migrants into this country. But they set the precedent to make it seem like taxpayers should be on the hook to ensure that they're free from their debt. In any other instance, in any other circumstance, whether you take out a car, usually that comes with collateral. Whether you decide to get a mortgage, it's insured against the house. If you decide that you want to take out a personal loan, you are responsible for the debt, and they have the autonomy, they have the ability, they also have the legal system that is in place to ensure that they can collect on that debt. Now, if you take that money out and you decide that you want to go and trick it off and do this and do that, then that's on you. You're still responsible for the debt. But you can't just go out and do what you want to do, what you want to do it, and then you expect for taxpayers to be able to take your stuff. It kind of reminds me of any other social services, except for this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for people to make an informed decision, hopefully shepherded by their parents that are responsible also, because a lot of people are having children and they don't know what to do with them. They can't even read past the third grade level, but they having children, right? And so a lot of these kids are the first people to go to college, and sometimes not so much so, or they follow in their mother's footsteps, and they believe that they are entitled to do what they want to do with taxpayer money and not have to pay it back. And then you have Biden come in and he says, "Oh no, it all needs to be forgiven." Basically, that was one of the most feminist things that I ever seen in my entire life. And ironically, there were a bunch of people that got their student loans forgave. Crazy, ain't it? You can take out money and our money goes into a pot, but because you don't actually see it go into a pot, you think that is just free for everybody. And so taxes is high, cost of living is high, federal deficit is up, and we could just go ahead and just not pay it back. Not a big deal. Loan money in order to make sure that the rest of the nation is educated. Hopefully, you pick a degree program that's conducive for you. You're supposed to get your degree, and that's the first investment. Still stay down, still stay with your parents, and then pay off the student loan, and then you can live the rest of your life being a productive human being. But no, these same people said that they was the most educated. In reality, and I've been saying this for a long time, they're the most enrolled and the most in debt. And so now nobody feels the need to have to pay their student loans back.
Okay, so been away for a while, you guys, and I may still be away for a while. There's a lot going on in my life right now. But let's talk about student loans for a second. I would just encourage you guys to contact your loan servicer. I contacted mine. My loan servicer is Advantage. Yes, I contacted them, and it was a pretty painless situation. If you are behind, if you have any payments past due, as full disclosure, I had some payments past due. They will give you a forbearance to clear up that past due amount. So what you want to do when this mess goes into effect on May the 5th is just make sure that your loans are not past due, and do whatever you need to do to work this out.
I told people during the pandemic that when student loan interest payments got paused, but it still didn't prevent you from still being able to pay it. Pay it off now. It was the greatest opportunity of your life to be able to get from under that debt and not have interest charged against you. You know what everybody did? Went and bought cribs, went and had fun, went and took trips, went and got the PPP loans, all of this stuff. They didn't listen. They did what they wanted to do, and now they still got to pay that. That's still waiting for you.
I saw some people reporting that the income driven repayment program, they had taken that down off the website. Y'all, some of these people don't even have student loans and they're not doing this research. Go into your account. You can still do income driven repayment right now. I just got off the phone.
The problem with income-based repayment programs is that it just takes you out of default. It doesn't actually pay off the principal. A lot of times, the majority of the money goes towards the interest. That's why they spread it out over 10 years. And as you continue to pay the loan, more starts to go down towards the principal instead of the interest. But if you go on an income-based repayment program, basically you're just saying, I want to take it out of default, but because I don't want to get garnished. But if you're paying less than what is accruing in interest, then that means that the value of the loan is still going to be higher. And then you're going to be coming back and complaining about how much you still owe, even though you've been paying all of this money all of this time. People are not financially literate. And for a demographic of people, because all I see is women complaining about this, for a demographic of people that are supposedly so educated, how come they don't know this?
With my folks. And all I did was I got my loans or my payment out of past due status. I will start making regular payments on next month, unfortunately, but you don't want them garnishing your wages. I also asked them,
What is this unfortunately thing?
what's the deal with the garnishment of wages? I am concerned because I have children too. They have student loans, but I also did Parent Plus loans to help them out along the way. So I'm paying for that and for mine, and then they're paying for the loans that they
Wait. So you didn't pay off your loans, and then you also took out loans on behalf of your children.
received also. You don't want your paychecks garnished. Just call them, talk to them. They were very understanding, and the impression that I got was they don't know what's going on either. We were getting all this messages and stuff coming down from different places, and they said until we reach out to you, don't worry about anything. You're in good standing with us right now, so just do what you can, stay in contact with us, and we'll keep you posted. But they said, these headlines, they haven't received any information yet. That's the impression that I got. He did not say that. All he told me was, listen, until we reach out to you, until we contact you, just hold tight. So definitely don't lose any sleep over it tonight, but go ahead and reach out to them. Do what you can. That's probably all they want you to do anyway, y'all. Donald Trump has a reason for doing everything. All these people got a reason for doing everything that they do. They probably just want to get you in there, talk to you, get your information and all that kind of stuff. But
They want their money back. I don't know how much more direct that we can be about this. They want their money. They want their money and they want it now. I don't know if y'all are reading the room and know what the hell is happening. We are $37 trillion in debt. No, May 5th is a real thing. Don't wait to be reached out to. If you have the ability to pay it and pay it off now, pay it off as soon as possible and get from under the debt.
always handle them with a long handle spoon, or handle them like keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. They're definitely our enemy. So just do everything that you can do, what you need to do, and go to sleep. All right. I'm praying for everybody in my little hiatus. But I'll be back at some point. You guys take it easy. Keep your mental health in check. Stay right. Stay positive. Find something that's going to keep you going during this time. Talk to God, pray, and find out what your next move is, because He does have moves for us. We just got to be listening. We got to sit still and still our minds long enough to see what the strategy is.
Want me to give y'all the strategy? Go to work, stop going on trips, stop getting BBL, stop doing all. And I'm not saying that this woman is doing it, but go to work, stop getting BBL, stop doing things that you're not supposed to do, and pay off your debt. The word of God says, "Oh no man, nothing." I know that for a fact.
You fuckers that keep saying, why should my tax dollars pay for other people's student loans? One, go fuck yourself. If your tax dollars did pay for student loans, it's because you're investing in society as a whole. A rising tide lifts all boats. The smarter that people are, the better off all of us are. But second, your tax dollars aren't paying for student loans. Our country makes billions of dollars from the interest of these student loans. Our country profits from student loans. So your tax dollars aren't paying for people's student loan interest forgiveness. If anything, sorry, but the country is not making a profit off the backs of people that needed to take out student loans to better themselves in life. I'm so sick of Republican viewpoint of, I don't want my tax dollars to pay for blah, blah, blah. What do you want tax dollars to pay for? You live in a society that offers you services. The government is not a business, it's a service. You literally take advantage of things all day that tax dollars pay for. All day. And if you didn't have these services that you pay taxes to pay for, then it would be private companies offering all of these services and you'd be paying a fuck ton.
Listen. They can get as mad as they want. They black, white, all kind of demographic. Your tax dollars are supposed to go to the most basic of services, and this is one of the reasons why Republicans want to remove the federal government or want to downsize the federal government. It should not be this bloated. We should not be paying for student loan forgiveness. We should not be making things more difficult for business owners to open up businesses. We should not be so restrictive in all of this stuff. What our tax dollars need to go towards is public safety, infrastructure, and then the basic of services to make sure that people get their money, like Social Security, so on and so forth. And obviously, we believe in our military so that we can keep ourselves safe. But let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I believe this is a conversation that we need to continue over at the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm going to see y'all later.